this is a true story because even though I don't particularly believe everything the Washington Post says, but this one is actually a true story. But you can't convince 45 and his inbred supporters that live in trailer homes to see otherwise in this. Nearly a third of 45's days as squatter, he has visited his properties. 45's day began on Monday the same way each day had begun for more than a week. He woke up at Mar-a-Lago, the property he owns in Florida, that he has dubbed the Winter White House. That's fitting so far this winter. 45 has not been to the actual White House once since before the season began on December 21st. Over the course of his squattancy, 45 has visited a 45 owned or branded property like 3 out of every 10 days. Slightly more of the 1,075 days that he's been squatting, he has visited Mar-a-Lago or Trump something or other property, which 331 times, which is 32% of the time. Bearing a sudden change of heart late Monday, he'll spend at least part of December 31st at Mar-a-Lago too. That means he will have visited a 45 property 117 days this year, which is the same as 2017. In the abstract, it's a striking figure, but perhaps one that's hard to intuit. Expressed visually through the effect is dramatic. While his trip overseas often limit his ability to pop over to one of his golf courses for a round, he has included stops at 45 properties while visiting other countries, including his golf clubs to the UK. There's supposed to be a chart here that I'm looking at, but it's hard to decipher. But there is a chart here, and it's supposed to be 45 trips to his properties. In red are basically the states Florida, and there's at least 100 of them. And then there's supposed to be a gray square that indicates that he played golf, and there's like 300 of them, at least. Generally, the pace at which he visits 45 properties have been steady. There have been 2 noticeable lulls. One came in the summer of 2017 following a series of hurricanes that struck the Gulf Coast and Puerto Rico. The other came at the end of last year when the government shutdown made travel to Mar-a-Lago for holidays a politically unsound proposition. The second gap meant that 45 didn't visit one of his properties at all in December 2018, the only month since January 2017 when he was squatter on only 12 days when he hasn't paid such a visit. On average, he visits a 45 property in about 32% of the days in a month, making this month when he has spent more than 40% of his days at a 45 property a bit above average. Generally, August is the month in which 45 spends the most time at one of his properties he owns, a function of his summer vacations at his club at Bedminster, New Jersey. It's worth remembering that this was not the promise 45 offered voters in 2016. At a Klan rally that he held on August 8th of 2016, 45 assured the audience that because I'm going to be working for you, I'm not going to have time to play golf. He added, "I believe me," to make the point, which technically I don't believe anything he says. 1 year later to the day of squatter, 45 likely played golf at Bedminster. 2 years on August 8th, 2018, 45 likely played golf at Bedminster again. 3 years later, on August 8th of this year, 45 was at the White House, but he left for Bedminster the next day, likely to play golf again. We have to use likely in the senses above because the 45 administration is loath to admit when he's playing a round of golf for perhaps obvious reasons. Even just last week, 45 insisted on conversations with members of the military that during this time away from the White House, he really pretty much works, which he doesn't. That was on the morning of December 24th. Within an hour, he was headed to his golf club in Palm Beach, likely to play golf. But because the White House rarely admits when 45 is playing, we can only estimate based on social media posts, news reports, and the weather when he has played and when he hasn't. That makes it slightly harder to compare 45's propensity for golf with Barack Obama. A comparison 45 himself very much enjoyed making before becoming squatter, as he did on December 21st of 2015. Obama, it was reported today, played 251 and is going to be in Hawaii. I think they stay for 3 weeks. 45 said, "How can a squatter for 3 weeks? I don't have time for that. I love golf. I think it's one of the greats, but I don't have time." Technically, that was a lie for 45 because he technically loves to play golf. 45, who is currently in his second week of vacation, apparently played a round of golf on December 21st. He arrived at Mar-a-Lago the prior day, compared with 45's departure for Hawaii on December 19th of 2015, and will apparently remain there until January 5th of 2020. Obama was back in D.C. on January 4th of 2016. As for those 250 rounds, 45 is getting close. Our estimate has him hit at over 200 rounds with another 40 plus visits to golf clubs where he didn't play. That's well over twice what Obama had played by the same point in his presidency. What's most remarkable about the discrepancy between 45's campaign trail insistence and his behavior as squatter is how unremarkable it is by now. We've simply used to 45 ducking out of the White House over and over again to visit one of his properties for a round of golf or a political fundraiser. He has spent all or part of nearly 120 days of respondency at Mar-a-Lago alone, which really enforces 45's point. It is the winter White House if one expands the definition of White House to simply reflect the place where the squatter happens to be living.